All right. So Vasily Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. Now that's going to kick off next month. It's going to be on ESPN. Yeah, we get to watch a fight for free. All right. I mean, that's smart. Top Rank. Hey, congrats. All right. Yeah, giving the boxing fans a great night of boxing for free. Okay, I like that. However, guess who's turning out to be the underdog in this fight? Hey, well, if you guess Vasily Lomachenko, your guess is right. Like, everyone from the fans I talked to, from Lou DeBell, a boxing promoter, he says that Vasily Lomachenko don't stand a chance against Teofimo Lopez, much like everyone else. And it's because of two things, mainly three. They're talking about the weight. They believe Teofimo Lopez will come in at 147 instead at 135, so he'd be 12 steps heavier. He also got the hand speed, and he also got power. Okay, and he also had youth on his side. Okay, so it's more than two things here. It's like four things they're talking about. All right, so it's not looking like really quite good for old Vasily Lomachenko here. All right. Now, Lou DeBell, okay, he said that look, Vasily Lomachenko will be taking on the most hardest puncher in his career, and that is, Teofimo. Okay. He says Teofimo has a great chance of hurting Vasily Lomachenko. All right. But listen, one thing people is forgetting, that Teofimo Lopez, he's not the only one going into this fight with power, all right? Vasily Lomachenko, he has power as well. And all that stuff about age and the speed and the weight, I'm sorry, it really doesn't matter. Like, this is a case of power versus skill, all right? Now, let's go back in history, all right, to the present with power versus skill. It's a pretty good matchup. And, in the end, it's always a shocker. Like, damn, the guy with the skills won. We always thought the guy with the knockout would win. Knockout power would win. All right. So let's look at my man's Muhammad Ali versus Big George Foreman. Okay. Big bad George Foreman. All right. Now, going into that fight now, I'm gonna be frank with you guys. I was just a little I was a baby when that fight came out. So I, really didn't see it live. All right. I got to watch it when I was much older. But from what I was hearing going into that fight, old Muhammad Ali was a huge underdog. And I was like, man, there's no way, man. I mean, George Foreman is the hardest puncher Ali will ever face. He's going to get knocked out. I mean, look what happened to him against Joe Frazier. He didn't look good in that fight. He lost it. Joe Frazier dropped him. Yeah. So what you think George Foreman is going to do? I mean, it's like the same conversation we're having with Teofimo Lopez versus, Vasily Lomachenko with the power. They had those conversations back in them days, okay? When, Ali was going up against Foreman, right? But what people fail to realize is that Ali, he had power of his own, all right? And he had something more than just power. He had skill, okay? I mean, he outboxed Foreman. He tired Foreman out. And he ended up stopping big bad George Foreman. Wow, what a shocker. Then, we move up. Okay, we have Evander Holyfield versus Iron Mike Tyson. Now, look, I understand that Evander Holyfield, he has some, pretty good straps with, what's my man here? Riddick Bowe. Yeah, it was a pretty good fight, but it was fights before that and fights after that. A lot of people were saying, man, look, Evander Holyfield, you needs to retire. And a lot of people were saying, hope you don't fight Tyson because Tyson's going to knock his head off. But when they fought, what a shocker. Who won? Sure wasn't the guy with the power. I mean, he had it, but he just couldn't get to the man with the skill, okay? Evander Holyfield, he outboxed him. Counterpunched him. Stick and move. And he ended up stopping Tyson, okay? He beat Tyson, beat him up twice. All right, as we all know, almost got 8 in the rematch though. And Tyson almost had him for lunch. Then, moving on, we had Felix Tito Trinidad versus Bernard Hopkins. Okay, now that fight, Hopkins, he was an underdog in that fight because of his age. I mean, Hopkins was like 34, 36. I mean, I know that he's like older than Teofimo Lopez. I mean, than Vasily Lomachenko. You know, at the time he went against Felix Trinidad. Okay, I think Lomachenko was like 32 now, and Hopkins was like 34, 36 going into that fight against a young 27-year-old prime Felix Tito Trinidad, a guy who had speed. Okay, and Trinidad was knocking out anyone or everyone that they put in front of him. Okay, I mean he knocked out William Joppy, David Reed. I mean, the boy was a monster. But when he went up against Hopkins, okay, what happened? Oh shoot, hey, skills pay the bills. Okay, Hopkins, he moved away from Trinidad's, powerful right hand. He couldn't get it off. He couldn't throw it. All right. Hopkins took that away from him. Right. And that right there is skill. Okay. It took skill to do that. And who ended up winning in the end? Skills. Why? Because skills pay the bills. Okay. He ended up knocking out Felix Tito Trinidad. It's crazy that mostly all of the power hitters end up getting knocked out by the most skilled fighters, okay? And going into the fight, we all thought that the knockout artists will knock out the most skilled fighter. So, look, we'll see. Hey, listen, I'm not like, just going for, like, Teofimo, to lose this fight. I mean, when I first heard the fight was made, I immediately picked Vasily Lomachenko. But now, it's like, the fight, to me, it's up in the air now. Look, I'm just going to enjoy, the fight when it happens, okay? It's going to be one hell of a fight. Winner takes all, okay? Teofimo, he's young. He wants to be the best, so I'm pretty sure he's going to work hard for it, okay? So I'm not trying to, doubt the man, okay? I wish them both luck, all right? But, just got to remind people that power isn't everything, okay? When it comes down to skill. So anyways, that's my take on this. And this is CMD Boxing Reports, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.